Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys, we got something very interesting today. Now, I know it's kind of a ghetto setup I did right here, and if you guys are wondering why my voice sounds weird and everything, and you guys have been asking me that a lot, like, Seto, why does your voice sound weird? It sounds like something's messed up with your microphone. Well, sometimes I forget to turn the volume up, but the main reason is, guys, I actually do not own a microphone like every other YouTuber. Would I like one? Yes, but I would like to get a good one, and I do not have the money currently. So if any of you guys would like to help me get a microphone and a new camera, which would be really nice to get before I go to Korea next year, or even before I go down to Richmond in 2 months, please see my Patreon in the description below. It's down there if you look at my Patreon. I really want to start doing Patreon again, but nobody wants to help me out. So I kind of feel a little lonesome. Believe me, I do not make a lot of money on YouTube doing this. I really, really don't. You may think I make, oh, buku millions and thousands. I make pennies a day, literally. Okay, so besides putting that shameless plug in, let's get to today's topic. Today we're going to be talking about 3 new cards that I created earlier today. Now, I've never done a video like this before. I've never have. I've seen other YouTubers do it in the past, and I want to do it as well. We're going to be focusing on 2 archetypes mainly. We are going to be focusing on 2 archetypes and trying to make those archetypes better at what they do. So and these are decks and archetypes that I've personally already profiled for you guys this year. And how can we make them better? I'm not trying to make them broken. I'm not trying to make them meta defining. I'm just trying to make them playable in 2017, or better playable, or come together, like work together. Um, that's the purpose of this. The second thing is I would like you to please keep in mind is I read over the card text, but if there's any misspellings or there's a little like I forgot to put a comma or something of that nature, please do not shoot my head off. I'm just doing this for fun, and I'll explain to you what my purpose was, my thoughts behind it when I was trying to create these cards. And these are cards that I've literally thought for a long time to do. And if you really like this video, I will try to do some of these in the future if I ever come up with other cards in my mind. There's a couple ones I want to work on, like level monsters and some other things, but let's get to it now. So the first card we can talk about, now I couldn't find a good picture of it, and I know if it came over here to the TCG, it would have its name change from Disciple of the Gods, you know. So this is a take on Ra's Disciple and how we can make the Egyptian God deck work better. So what do we have in the Egyptian God deck already? Let's talk about it. We got Sphere Mode, the 3 Egyptian gods, Ra's Disciple, and Mound of the Bound Creator. That's what we have. Now, right now, staple in Egyptian gods, like if you've seen in my deck profiles and just about anybody that's tried it out, as long as it's not a pendulum variation, they usually use card advanced as well, from what I've seen. So I'd throw card advance in there because of its playability with True Name and Ra's Disciple. So what I wanted to do is something I've talked about many times before, is I wanted to make a card that took Ra's Disciple and took Card Advanced and mushed them together. And that is Disciple of the Gods. I literally want to do it. I wanted to have a card where you can normal summon this card, get 2 other monsters out, but they only can be used for God cards. And at the same time, when this card is normal summoned, just normal summon, not special, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, arrange them in any order, making a True Name play live to add a God card from your deck to your hand. Or if you want to set up for a future turn of special summoning the God, you can do that as well. So it leaves the door open for a lot of different things. So let's read this card's effect. It's a level 4 light. I made it light because I like light, things, but you can make it dark so you could work with light and darks and maybe run a light and dark thing with BLS and Chaos Sorcerer. But I gave it 14 attack because I wanted a little more attack, but not too much. 1,000 defense. I was thinking 2,000 defense, but nah. This card's going to be mainly tribute summoned. So it's a fairy effect monster that states when this card is summoned, you can special summon up to 2 Disciple of the Gods from your hand and or deck. Cannot be tributed except for the tribute summoning of Slifer the Sky Dragon, Obelisk the Tormentor, or the Winged Dragon of Ra. So pretty much I took this tech exactly from Ra's Disciple. I took that text right there, literally. This right here, as you see, I took that exactly from Ra's Disciple. That you can normal summon and then special summon from your hand or deck two other god, Disciple of the Gods. Now it has two other effects though. In addition to your normal summon, you may normal summon a divine monster this turn. That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? So that means I can normal, get two things out on the field, and now I contribute for a divine monster, your Egyptian gods. That's literally what you're doing. The second effect is when this card is normal summoned, you may look at the top 5 cards of your deck and arrange them in any order. All right? How does that work with the deck? Well, that works with True Name. Literally, that they need to have a card that works with True Name because True Name is the good card of the deck. Because True Name now it says here, like I said here, when this card is normal summoned, you may actually conduct a normal summon. So you can't go activate one True Name, get a god card from your deck, activate another True Name or whatever the shenanigans is, and then special summon a god from the deck because you only can normal summon a divine monster pretty much. Now, I was thinking of putting a stipulation saying, oh, you can only normal summon one divine monster. You can only summon to the field one divine monster per turn when you activate this effect. But I'm going to say this, it's Egyptian gods. They can summon as many as they want if they can. But pretty much what you're saying here is I can set up my tribute fodder, all right? I get to look at the top 5 cards of my deck, arrange them in any order. I get to draw one of those cards that may be key to my plays. And on top of that, I get to add a god card from my deck to my hand now. And I get to do what? I get to tribute summon for it. So I get to search a god and set up tribute fodder all in one turn. That's pretty dang good. And there's ways to out this board. You guys know kaijus, everything. You got kaijus galore, so it means Egyptian gods. So it helps the deck out, gives it consistency, gives it a play, and it brings all the different pieces of the Egyptian puzzle together, I feel like. And you could add different things to this. You could add a disciple archetype. So you can make a disciple Stratos. So you can search out disciple of the gods and then disciple of Ra's disciple. So you can search out the different ones. So it works very well, I feel like. Let's go to the next card here. What could this archetype be, my friends? It's Yubel. Now, this is something very interesting. I took inspiration for this archetype building from Dark Magician, playing Dark Magician. Now, if you know Dark Magician and you've played Dark Magician in any capacity over the last year now, you will know that Dark Magician optimally is going to be playing a lot more on your opponent's turn because of navigation and circle, correct? So you activate your navigation, you bring out Dark Magician, then you banish things. You're playing on your opponent's turn more than you're playing on your own. The first maybe turn or two if you're playing Dark Magician. You understand what I probably mean. And the purpose here is Yubel does the same exact thing to a degree using 2 spells. So I found some really good artwork for this. Unlike the Egyptian God one, I couldn't find any good artwork. But here I could actually find some decent artwork for this card I did create. And all these are cards I created. So let's go into this card. Into the Nightmare. I thought it's kind of cool because like Into the Nightmare matched the background, and Yubel is kind of the Nightmare of Terror and all that stuff. It's a quick play spell card. When this card is activated, pay 800 life points. Okay. You may add 1 Terror of the Night field spell card from your deck and immediately activate it. What could that entail? Now, I don't know of any card like this in the game, off the top of my head. Is set rotation now a quick play, I think? I think set rotation is a quick play, so you can do it. But I forget off the top of my head if set rotation is a quick play. But what you're doing here is you're pretty much paying 800 life points. Simple. Now, you may ask, why did you put the 800 life points? Well, I wanted to make a stipulation and also harken back to Yubel. Because Yubel, what does Yubel like doing? Self-inflicting itself with damage, right? Oh, give me the damage. I've always thought of Yubel in a way from watching the show and just hearing other people talk about Yubel. Yubel's a masochist to some extent, I guess. So that's why I put the 800 life point stipulation. So you got to take the damage to get the effect, and it's mandatory. So when this card is activated, you must pay. So pay 800 life points, and then you get the effect. So it's mandatory, so it's not going to be live. So this card's pretty much a terraforming. That's a quick play spell for one particular card. That's all it is. And that particular card's for the Yubel archetype. I just love this artwork here. I really do. I'm so happy I found this online. Whoever did this, good job. But yeah, so you're talking about a quick play terraforming that helps get to your field spell. And your field spell is your main power play. So let's get to the field spell. Terror of the Night. I like this artwork. Whoever did this, I found this like on some site, and dude, you did some amazing artwork. So it's a field spell card, Terror of the Night. Now it has 3 different effects. When this card is activated, you may special summon one Yubel form when this card is activated, you may special summon one Yubel from your deck, hand, or graveyard. Okay, I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's go to the next effect. All monsters your opponent controls must attack the turn this card is activated. They must attack. Once per turn during either player's turn, you may pay 800 life points. Target a Yubel card and destroy it. This is a quick effect. So like I said, I'm not good with writing cards up and, oh, this is the proper language and, stuff of that nature. But let me talk about how these 2 cards here, Into the Nightmare, and Terror of the Night work. So I left this. Let's break this down little by little. When this card is activated, you may special summon Yubel from your deck, hand, or graveyard. So that's giving you the ability to bring Yubel, the regular Yubel, the one you see on the photo here, not Terra Incarnate or the form after that. No, this only helps regular Yubel. All right, the one that's you usually don't want to keep on the field too long because you want to get to the next one, which is better because that's like a Torrential Tribute, Dark Hole, and the next one's kind of a little bit better. So this only helps with the bad form of Yubel. So you can climb up the ladder just like level monsters. So you get to bring it out from your deck, hand, or graveyard. So you can use things like Armageddon Knight. You can use things like Foolish Burial within out your deck. I mean, it gives you options galore here. Wherever your bell is at, you can usually get it out. Okay, so pretty much it just helps you get the Yubel on the field, and then you, the player, can do different things using other different cards to play Yubel, like Yang Zing Unleashed. So your opponent has to attack. It's a continuous trap card. So literally, the fact that it's just trying to bring Yubel out on the field for you, make it easier, and when it's activated, you get to special summon. So it's not like every turn. You get the one Yubel when you activate this. So it's just an easy way to set up Yubel and not have to jump through hoops. Next effect. All monsters your opponent controls must attack this turn this card is activated. Now, personally, I wanted to make this card saying as long as this card is on the field, your opponent must attack this turn. Okay, I really wanted to do that. So what does this do? So when this card is activated, all your opponents must attack per turn. Well, number 1, that can lead up to some. The only power play I can see here where this could be a problem is with Mirror Force. So if you have this card on the field and say you don't have a Yubel, but you have a Drowning Mirror Force set, or Storming, or regular Mirror Force, you can make your opponent activate that Mirror Force. So it does help out in that aspect because they have to attack. It's mandatory because this card was activated, and they must. That Mirror Force will get activated. But the thing is with Yubel, unless it's Trident, and you have to remember Trident's in the game, so they could pop things on the field right now. But this is a mandate. I was trying to make the card, all monsters on your opponent must attack the turn this card is activated. I was trying to make that a mandatory effect, but I forgot how you would properly write a mandatory effect. So I do apologize, but this effect here, the second effect, all monsters your opponent control must attack the turn this card is activated. That's a mandatory effect. When this card is activated, they must attack that turn. Your opponent must attack that turn. So if you're activating this on your own turn, this does nothing for you. The only effects you get out of this is when this card's activated, you can bring out Yubel from your graveyard, deck, or hand. Okay, and the third effect that you can use on your turn. But this powerful thing where your opponent must attack, and then they're going to take the damage because you're playing Yubel, is only going to be used once per turn. And you can use other cards to tech in to make it work. But this just helps get Yubel on the field, use Yubel as a good effect, make them do suicide stuff. So the third effect, it helps you climb the ladder in Yubel. And this is why I love field spells, because field spells nowadays can have multiple effects, as we all know. Once per turn during either player's turn, you may pay 800 life points. There's that masochism thing right there. Pay 800. This is not Cleafort, guys, but you just pay the 800. Inflict that damage, but I get a good effect. Okay? You get to target a Yubel card and destroy it. This is a quick effect. Now, the reason I left this open, target a Yubel card. Okay? So you have Yubel regular, Yubel terror, and Yubel the nightmare. But the main two you want to pop with this effect is regular Yubel and Yubel of terror. All right. Now the thing you may be thinking is, why did you just leave it open as Yubel? You know, or you could just put Yubel monster or something of that nature. I left this open because this would give the opportunity, if this card was created, for future card development. So you could develop spell cards, trap cards, other monsters that have Yubel in the name, and they would get their effects when they're popped. So this card leaves it open. It's pretty much literally a dragonic diagram that's only specific to Yubel. That's literally what this is. This is an unending nightmare card that's made specifically for Yubel cards. That it's diagram, it's zodiac, but it's only specific to Yubel. It helps you pop your Yubel to get to the next level, and it leaves the door open. If you want to create more cards with Yubel in the name, you could do that, and they could get effects when they're popped. But you got to pay life points to do it, right? So that's how you get your benefits. So the combination here of these two cards is pretty simple. So if you had this card in your hand, okay, it's a terraforming. So you set this card, okay. First turn you set this card, right? You set, goes to your opponent's turn. You activate into the nightmare. Now I get to add directly from my deck and activate it in my field spell zone, Terror of the Night. Okay, Terror of the Night activates. I get to bring regular Yubel out onto the field. All right. Okay. Because the field spell card was activated this turn, any monsters my opponent summons must attack this turn. Now, maybe they don't summon a monster. They could dodge that effect, okay? It is possible to dodge it. But if this is in the middle of a duel and they have an established board and you time this properly, they must attack. They're going to have to attack. If you time this like doing the battle phase and you go, it's going to mess up their battle phase and they're going to have to still attack. So you could do this. This leaves open a lot of fun battle trick stuff, which is really fun in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But it leaves open battle tricks just like Dark Magician. So they attack. You activate this during the battle phase. Oh my gosh, they gotta attack you now, right? Okay. So they attack Yubel, they take damage. All right, whatever they had. During your end turn, instead of Yubel, regular Yubel popping herself, you can target her and blow her up, and then she will get her next form out, and so forth and so on. So it helps you climb the ladder, and it's just a fun little thing. So these are just 3 cards that I've been coming up with, trying to create here: Disciple of the Gods, Into the Nightmare, and Terror of the Night. Tell me what your favorite ones are. Tell me ways you can improve, and if you can tell me other cards you could make with the Yubel archetype, tell me down in the description below, and tell me any cards you think could really help out the Egyptian God deck. Until next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling. Hope you all enjoyed this. I had fun making it, and I look forward to see if you have any cards that you think may help these archetypes in the future. Maybe Konami will see this, because these cards are not super OP, I feel like, but they're good, and they make the decks playable. But till next time, guys, take care, everybody. Good luck dueling to all of you.